This is the sound of the Killa Kela Beatbox Body Part Sample Pack. Over 120 loops, samples, and one-shots for your music production. Exclusively on Splice.
So come on.
What you about to get this right here? You might be terrified.
Check this out.
So give it up for the Killa Kela on the beatbox, y'all.
He was swearing years ago. Was it Henry Miller? He was swearing years ago in his and writing filthy sort of things, but that was whatever. But I just, that's what drew me to these sort of sweary, thin like porno cartoons. Not porno, but erotic cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Killa Kela Podcast, and I'm here with the creative starburst that is Dave Baby. Generation upon generations of British creative output, from wood designs to t-shirts to the punk era to music to fashion to, I mean, you're a walking kind of creative beast that just throws out output.
Oh, if you say so.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would certainly say so. Check out the Real Dave Baby on Instagram for any if there's any air of doubt of what I'm saying. And let's chop it up, because I really want to get under the hood of where your influences lie, and how, like, in your creative process, where things sparked, and at what point in what decade was certain moments in your art prevalent. Do you know what I mean? Like, where something shone for you, whether it be wood design or...
Yeah. I don't know. When I was a kid, we was taken on a family holiday to Norway, of all places. And there's a park in Norway full of this one particular sculptor. I can't remember what his name is. I think I've been back there. I don't know. He had a bit of a leaning. They thought he was a bit sort of right wing, or he's like the sort of I don't know. Anyway, that quite impressed me. Just this whole park with just one person's work in it, and this sort of just human figures and things like that. You know what I mean? But I really like that. And at the same time, because I'd followed it on the telly, the Tor Heyerdahl expedition, the Kon-Tiki raft. That exhibition was on at the same time. Plus, there was Viking museums with boats in it, and we took to all these little villages and Viking. That was a massive,
amazing,
inspiration on me as a young child, I think.
And you mentioned the kind of Neanderthalic kind of caveman sculptures.
Yeah, I always loved anything to do with cavemen. Yeah,
and body form.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. See, I saw this. We was just left while the parents were doing their thing. There was some encyclopedias you could look through. Look, this is an encyclopedia. Just look, there's all sorts of pictures on it. And there was this one particular picture I came to. As a small child, I was still at primary school. I think I'd only just started, so I don't know how old I was. Quite young. And there was these cave figures. You know what I mean? There was a man and a woman, but they were naked, standing outside, an artist's impression of cave family.
Yeah.
And it stuck in my mind. And then next day, when we were at school and we had a free time to do this thing, I tried to replicate that image of the two naked people with long hair and, standing outside a cave. And it caused a bit of a kerfuffle, right? But I didn't know why. And I thought, it's because they know I've copied it from the book.
Right.
So, and they're saying, why have you drawn this? What's this? You know what I mean? My parents come out. I didn't know about it for years later, but apparently they're a bit worried because I'd drawn as I saw it in the original drawing. So it's got a penis, you know what I mean? It's got a, or, hairy triangle and something and everything, and that then they thought it was. But I knew there was something weird about it, but nothing was explained. You know what I mean? And I just thought, oh, it's because I copied something out of a book. You're not supposed to do that. But nothing was, it was just, and it just disappeared. Never saw the picture again, and it was just like, no one mentioned it. That elephant in the, and it puzzled me. And it was years and years later. My parents had spoken at separate times, when they weren't even together. About.
So there's a repetition in your art.
It was funny. Oh, you're still doing dirty pictures.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because like you, the way you.
But I didn't know that I wasn't. You know what I mean? And what it was all about. You know what I mean? It's very puzzling.
Yeah, man.
It started right back then.
Like a repetition in your art, because there's something like.
And it's like making a joke. If you do something a bit saucy and rude, people will laugh at it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or they're disgusted by it, or they think they hit you.
Yeah.
Say, you filthy bastard or something.
I mean, you come from an ilk. Well, you were kind of. Let me explain this. You were dropped in to a generation of punk, early 70s, mid 70s into 80s. Yeah. There was a lot of turbulence around that time, and I think the music reflect that. Do you think that antagonism, that attitude that you had, do you think that helped garner other areas of your creative output?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I had all of that sort of thing before.
The whole punk thing?
Yeah, before that.
Right.
Yeah, always. Yeah, like that. It's like rock and roll and Teddy Boys and smashing up. When they first hear a record, they smashed up cinemas.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
What's that all about?
Yeah.
Just because of Bill Haley and the Comets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Rock around the clock and all
that.
Yeah,
they just went berserk.
Because when I look at your record collection, and it's an A to Z of a very a refined era.
Yeah, it is a bit freaking tired and old now, because it is all of that sort of stuff that I collected. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I'm not mad on contemporary stuff.
No.
But, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, there's some stuff which I find in there because we've had sessions around there drinking pastiche, right? And my newfound South London hobby is big bottles of pastiche from Lidl.
Listen, the dodgy old 60s Charles Aznavour records and Edith Piaf
and Frank Sinatra, Frank Sinatra and things like that, early Cliff Richard.
I like that sort of 50s, 60s, sort of pre-Beatles sort of, you know what I mean, and all that sleazy sort of cha-cha, pre-twist, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And through that...
Love a bit of Latin. You know what I mean?
That's what I was just
going
to say, because with that comes Latin and jazz influence that then brought on the saxophone for you. You went out to New York and you started working with punk bands over there.
Well, it's more San Francisco, but I met them there as well. Yeah, they were on tour. I said, we'll be there. If you're there when we're there, just come join us. Yeah, just get on.
What was it like being in New York and walking into CBGB's?
It's great. It was like going back, you know what I mean? And it was the end of it as well. It was about to sort of, so it was just like old punk rock, even though it was in sort of, 83 or something? I don't know, but it was still like sort of dirty old sweaty, you know what I mean? And lots of sort of tourists, you used to get around because it was open, you know what I mean? And people would go there, whatever was on.
Like when you go to Abbey Road.
It is, probably, yeah. And I met some people that was fan of the band that I was guesting with, and she said, "Oh, you a shit." Whatever. But that was good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Feedback, man.
Because I was, you know what I mean? I wasn't like a regular member. I just guessed it up and they didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, see.
Whatever, but it was great. Did
it smell? What did it smell of?
Just bodies and, just sweat and pit. Beer, stale beer and cigarettes and,
Like, could you run your finger on the wall and it would just come off?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I didn't try. But yeah, because it's small and sweaty and,
You don't get many of them nowadays, do you? You don't see much of that.
I don't really, no. I don't go to people because you say, go gigs because they're still going to gigs because their kids are in bands or mates are in bands. And I do if it's people I know, but I don't just... I don't know.
We've been to a couple of gigs, haven't we,
yeah,
Dave?
we've seen some live
We've had-
bands, but just because of, some tickets come up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it'd be a laugh, we'll have a laugh, like. But maybe we should go to more live bands. I don't know,
I think it's
I
to its
know,
merit.
yeah.
You got to have if it's going to be a band, and you're going to pay to go and see them, or they've got to cut their teeth and they've got to be good, And I think that's to be said with anything.
Oh, that is quite good, for plastic beer glasses getting poured all over you down your front, you know what I mean? Because it's so rammed and that. It's all exciting, but nah, I don't really need that anymore.
Yeah.
I've done that loads.
You don't mind doing it. You don't want to be the recipient of it.
Yeah.
So when I went to see Iggy Pop a couple of years ago, and he had a saxophonist there, and it was just like the sleaziest, coolest shit I've ever heard. It was just like when you're playing sax for these bands, how improvised is it? How does it How do you slot into it?
Yeah, it's normally I just stick to the rhythm side and just blurt bits out.
Like a lead guitarist sort of thing.
Not so much. It depends if the moment grabs you and you'll get, because you're working with people, hopefully you know them, like, I mean.
Yeah.
And they know your limitations and whatever, but if it's going well, they're like, you get the nod and you can just like scream a bit more, you know what I mean? Get a bit more bestial and yeah,
that's right.
And if it works, you know what I mean? If you get a nasty frown, you think, I tone out a bit, back away from the mic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep
little
playing,
wink
but
as you go.
yeah.
Which leads me to my next segue regarding the Transmitters, which was a band that you were part of. They were kind of pre new wave, weren't they? They kind of fell on.
Well, yeah, but like I said, they was right from. They've been going for years before I had any involvement with them.
They kind of built up their personnel, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the guy from Rob. That's it, Rob Chapman. He was from Glaxo Babies, and he'd known. I don't know his connection with him, but we both joined. We were both the newcomers, the new ones in the band,
Right.
at the same time. So we were sort of not them and us, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We just
Brotherhood.
worked something. Yeah, just stuff. So that was quite a laugh, and obviously, you know what I mean.
And if
It was a
people
very
want to
social.
check out any of the Transmitters stuff, which I recommend you do, there's one particular album. I think it's called The Transmitters, isn't it?
It's called. I think it's called, and they call this Leisure Time. I think that's what it's called.
Dude, that when I come around, it's like staple. Got to hear it.
Yeah.
John Peel. You guys did a couple of sessions for John Peel. I think one. Maybe both of them on that. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the second one with the
the
saxophone.
second one I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just nice to hear that. When you.
I'd like to hear it. You know what I mean? Because
you find a jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then from there on in, it was almost like because. By the way, this is if you're probably not watching this on YouTube, but this is a Dave Baby T-shirt. Because you fall from music, you go into fashion. Well,
sort of fabric prints and T-shirts and things, whether that's fashion. But yeah, I've done some stuff like that. It's some graphics for different bands and things.
Yeah, I think there's a distinctive look to that, to what you bring to the table.
I stick to the.
I can see when something's been worn that's a Dave Baby outfit.
Yeah.
And I think because you do so much stuff in fashion, I think, there's some of these things go by the wayside. I remember looking online when doing some stuff for you, and I was like, dude, like you're modelling with Kate Moss. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's mad. So how did that come about? Was it the beard model sort of era?
No, we'd just known them for years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Tyrone Lebon did the picture.
That's it.
And I've known him since he was a kid.
Yeah, he's awesome. Good guy.
And she used to babysit for him when he was young, because she was living with his dad. And
right.
Or staying in the same house. They were like looking after and stuff. And I just happened to be there when they were doing the thing, and I just was jokingly saying, I think this would be nice. Why don't we do that? And it's like, yeah, Dave, that ain't going to happen. I don't think you can have Kate naked across your shoulders. You know what I mean? I thought, well, it'd be a good look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we did that. Yeah, it was for some shoe ad in Brazil. Yeah, Melissa's shoes.
It's madness, like madness. And well, is she nice? Is she a nice girl?
She's lovely.
Yeah,
She's the
I
nicest.
can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's And there's also the whole tattoo thing, because if you don't mind me mentioning it to people listening, you are top to toe in a mixed assortment of decades of tattoos.
Yeah, but from old scratchers. You know what I mean, I quite like that old school stuff when there's
Like some of them are blasted out where it's with age, and others are like super new.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
And you say that you like your dad and your grandma, they all had tattoos.
Yeah.
At a time when it was
granddad.
politically correct.
Yeah. We used to drive a motorbike, my granddad, but back in the days,
Whoa. See, this here is like it wasn't a politically correct thing to do, was it? It wasn't like, oh yeah, let's just go and get a load of tattoos. This was like shunned upon like publicly, wasn't it? Sometimes.
It could be, yeah, but I mean, it was a bit groovy in the 20s. There was a little thing of it, of those sort of, what are they called? The new young things, whatever, in between the two wars, when they were going mad and getting tattoos, the flappers, that sort of thing.
The new young things, was that like a scene?
No, it's not the new. I don't know, but it was this. In the 20s, there was all these toffs going around, sort of getting tattooed, cutting their hair short, smoking.
It's
in
always
the
a
street,
toff.
You know what I mean?
It's always a fucking toff. I saw this Sex Pistols documentary, and I think it was Sid Vicious said, it's all become a bit chic. Rich people getting leather jackets that are way out of budget of working class people, and kind of mocking the kind of the relevance of it and what it stands for and why we do it. And
it's just so weird. I mean, really, jeans with the knees out. What's that all about?
Yeah.
I mean, you get all these. You sit there, and every girl on the tube has got like their knees out, their jeans. I'm not sure. From all sorts of ages.
Yeah, it's not creative poverty driven. It's just more just of a look, isn't it? And this is the thing. It goes with the band T-shirt thing, It's,
I don't know. It's always. I just think it's a bit of a funny old look, because I mean, what's it implying? I don't know. Either they're Catholic and they pray a lot, so they'd be on their knees, or whatever. What else would they? You know what I mean? I don't know. Is it some kind of?
I follow your train of thought with. When you wear a rock and roll band's T-shirt, I kind of feel like you need to know their music a little bit. It's like wearing a Jimmy Savile T-shirt and not knowing what Jimmy Savile did. Do you know what I mean? Some of these rock bands used to be mad notorious, and when you listen to music, Scott, I mean, maybe Jimmy Savile's a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, you don't know what you're putting on your chest. You don't know what you're wearing. It's like, listen to the music. You might hate it. You might love it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a funny old thing, printing on T, because I always like to, I've done T-shirt, and I've had, I don't know if they can see it, but on the back of that T-shirt, which tells the story with some writing and things like that, this is some T-shirt, which is a thing that we all do, everyone, you know what I mean? But some people have been told off. My friend's son wore it to that particular T-shirt, not that one, but that same design, and then was sent home from work and put a different T-shirt on. And a few times people have got into trouble. My friend was standing in hospital. You can't wear that. Not that, but another design, but which is good. I love that sort of thing.
Totally.
And lots of people say, "I'd never wear it," but they buy it, but they
then they get a bit fearful. Very similarly,
because it's a little bit offensive, or
not
exactly. Offensive, but
and people are snowflakes.
Childish, you know what I mean? It is, it's deliberately provocative. Provocative, yeah.
And I think that goes with your woodwork
Makes
as well.
You think, or you know what I mean?
That's right. When I went to Vegas once, maybe like 2-3 years ago, I think it was like either the Hard Rock Cafe or something. It was actually probably a little bit more rockier than that. I can't remember which venue. Like I remember there being like a Motley Crue table and an Aerosmith table and all these things, and I was like, hey, I'm in. So I had my Iggy Pop T-shirt on, and on the back it's got written "Raw Fucking Power." In big red writing. But I didn't think anything of it because I'm in a rock and roll place. So I'm there and I'm slotting away at the machines. I get really addicted to that sort of stuff. And they're just pumping me full of CO2 and is it
Whatever.
H3, whatever they're throwing in, and vodka limes. And I'm playing away, and then I get a tap on the shoulder. And I turn around, and it's like security guard, and he's like, "Hey, can you please turn your shirt inside out?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, please go to the toilet and change your shirt. And I look around, and there's like these old people like in their like late 70s, like hating it. And I'm like, hold on a minute, you're in a rock and roll establishment here. Like we're listening to like, you know, Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that I can't wear a rock and roll T-shirt in here? You know?
Yeah.
I had to go and turn it inside out. In fact, I didn't think
yeah.
It's about being expressive, isn't it? It's an expressive...
Yeah. Like I say, it's very childish and, it's not clever, it's not funny, but, I just always do that sort of thing. I don't know. Always have done. Maybe I should tone it down. I don't know. What's that about?
I mean, I think there's a promiscuousness in your creative. I'll say that.
Promiscuousness?
Yeah, man. Like the woodwork. I mean, it's all phallic and it's body parts combined and also contorted. There's a lot, and there's a lot. Also, one thing I noticed about your art is that there's a lot of. It's almost like when people are shot and killed and they drew the outline. Yeah, there's a lot of shadowy outlines. You like this here. Look, these are outlines.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I see.
Chalk outlines.
Yeah. Well, I used to tag it. No. But there's, there's several. In the same. There's the inside. There's the actual line, and then there's a line that's on the outside, the invisible line. So it's a triple sort of thing, just that line that I use.
Get you. Yeah, because you've changed. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that happens when you get a, what's the calligraphy pen? It's like it changes its shape, or a marker pen, it changes its shape in accordance to how you move. I get what you mean.
And it gives a bit of movement to it, I don't know.
It does, yeah.
It doesn't, yeah.
I agree. What's your...
Because I was never trained to sort of draw, because it's probably the wrong way to set about it. But there isn't a wrong way, because there isn't any rules anyway.
There's no rules, and there shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Even nowadays with the new acts that are coming through, like, I kind of endorse more the fact that they don't do the things that were done before. Ozzy never sang. He didn't. He couldn't read it. He didn't hit it. He didn't know what a note was. And I kind of like the fact that generations and genres change. It's like whatever pick up with your parents is the new thing, isn't it?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Can't really go wrong in that respect. Yeah. They try and dull down the senses, but the kids always come back, don't they?
I suppose, yeah. The kids.